What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to Pink Slips, the last video before we get into the actual series, the live stream, where really the magic does happen. But we need to get through this offseason first. I wanted to show off my updated draft class, and ultimately I have no idea what videos I'm going to upload this week. As I said, I was putting the realistic rebuilds on hold just for the time being. I got some other videos that should be popping up in your sub boxes. I think you guys are going to be surprised with later in the week. But I'm sitting here on a beautiful Tuesday where it's actually not nice out at all where I'm at. And I was like, you know, I'm feeling a little lightheaded. I didn't want to overthink what we could do for a video. I have some other series that we may try to venture in. But I was like, you know what? We have to get this done. I don't feel like, because this is it's a weird off season. We're going to be trading a lot of our picks to future years. Let's just get it out of the way. Have this all caught up until we do the live stream. And I hope we can do the live stream tomorrow. I'm not going to put any official date on it because I've ordered some things off Amazon and other websites that said they're going to be here this week. I have no idea when they're going to be here this week. So 100% Pink Slips will be going live on Twitch. The stream, the series will be starting next week, 100%. I'm hoping for this week. Stay tuned to my Twitter. That is where those updates are coming. But if you're excited for Pink Slips, and I sure am. Smash that like button. You know, like I said, we're trying to shoot for at least 2,000 likes on every single video. It really, really does help my videos out and my channel out. So if you do appreciate Pink Slips, you appreciate and the content that you see here, the like button goes a long way. So let's get into it. We're going to try and keep everything as is. We're not going to sign anyone in free agency because, I mean, unless there's someone that's under a 59 overall. I mean, the base roster here, because it's always that weird transitionary season. Clearly, pretty much 95% of our roster was below a 60 overall, but the guys grow and develop throughout the year. My lot is over at the 60 or and above. We got Morris at center, Edwards at right tackle, Taysom Hill at tight end has gone over it, Wynn has gone over it, McCaffrey has gone over 60. Any other? Tanner Gentry. God, these wide receivers, these prolific playmakers. We got Lallier, sure, we'll pronounce it that way. Callum Baye. We have Darius Jackson, John Franklin, Mark Fields, Tarvaris McFadden, Brandon Bryant, Quinn Blanding, Gary Johnson. Pretty much everyone in our linebacker. Pretty much anyone that got nice starting minutes is at least over a 60 overall right now. So to keep it with the spirit of going below a 59 when we started it, because it's year one, we're not going to sign any free agent that is over a 60 overall. I have no idea if there's going to be anyone sub 50, sub 60, but we'll find out. And more importantly, we'll get to the draft. Looking at the Pro Bowl, we actually had someone make the Pro Bowl, which is ridiculous, but cool nonetheless. And it was shocking to say it is a cornerback. Mark Fields from Clemson made the Pro Bowl as cornerback too. You got Adoree Jackson, Pierre Desir, Tremaine Johnson. I mean, very weak corners here for the AFC, but hey, shout out to Mark Fields getting the job done and putting this team on the map. We got offensive and defensive rookies of the year. Just to remind you, so we're taking Minshew up over a 70 overall, which is huge. I mean, we're not going to get any dev trade increase, which is annoying, but it will come, especially with how well he felt in this Tom Savage offense. We're currently sitting 87 throw power, 79 deep, 81 mid, 87 short, 84 throwing the pressure. I mean, this guy got ice in his veins. And then you throw in Devin Bush, who we actually won in one of our 2 games this season against the Pittsburgh Steelers. He got Defensive Rookie of the Year, so he's going to be rocking with a 79 overall. Now, I'm not a big user linebacker guy, but we might have to experiment a little bit. We might have to go outside our comfort zone and try our best to utilize Devin Bush because he is an absolute monster. 91 speed, 93 acceleration. We got 88 hit power, 86 tackle, 77 block shed, 83 pursuit. His coverage ability is not too shabby. If we can somehow make him a little bit more complete, up that man coverage just a little bit. But this guy's an absolute beast, and at 22 years old, he is already a top 20 linebacker in the National Football League. And that superstar dev trade is going to be huge going forward. He's going to be one of those guys, man, I don't even think we'll ever get to use him as an upgrade because he will grow and develop and be the face of this Pink Slips defense. Have some solid XP here to utilize for Tom Savage. What are we going to make him good at? I feel like when you come to player acquisition, he's not going to be an expert scout. He's just going to pretty much see who's the fastest and who has the strongest throw power. That's the extent of him. as terms of finding big-time talent. Player retention, I mean, we have seen time and time again throughout his history on this channel, Tom Savage, not much of a team player. Don't think there's going to be a lot of guys that want to play for him unless they want to win, unless they want to be a part of this Pink Slips experience. So we need to look here at player progression. We already have increased weekly goal XP, which is huge. Then from outside of that, I mean, I always personally value O-line, D-line, and DB because it gets multiple positional groups. So we need to focus on keeping Mr. Minshew upright. So we're going to spend it right now on offensive line training boosts. Then from next, we'll go D-line and DB. So here we are in free agency. There's nothing crazy. I mean, there's no one different than some of the guys that we did lose in terms of contract extensions that we're going to try to bring back here. Wes Saxton, Bronson Hill at running back, who actually got a bid from the Detroit Lions. I guess he was impressive enough for us, especially in the preseason. We got Dylan Gordon here as just a tackle, a depth tackle, former on the Eagles. Man, this guy here, very athletic. A lot of people said he could have been our next Jason Peters because he was a tight end converted to tackle, but he's a nice athlete, would be solid depth for right now behind Jordan Mailata. But the question I have for you guys is how going forward, especially looking towards next year, give me some ideas about how we can approach free agency, because we've flip-flopped. We've done, what, 3 years of pink slips. Some years we just make it a free-for-all. There's no salary cap, so we can sign whoever. Other years we just avoid it completely because it kind of goes against pink slips because we're not really winning players. I think maybe there's a fine middle ground there somewhere. I feel like maybe we could take a score of how well we performed in the year previous. Like if we have, we get more than 4 wins, 6 wins, 8 wins, somewhere in that territory. That's one potential free agent. Like, something like that where we can grade ourselves from the year past, and that way there you can determine what kind of players and how many players we can target in free agency. But yeah, we're just gonna be looking at 3 obviously incredibly underwhelming players, and then the fun comes of trading away the #1 overall pick in the draft. So I made the stand that we were gonna trade our first 3 picks, which is really annoying because we have the #1 overall pick, just so that, for example, right now, shits and giggles, #1 overall pick, we draft Tua Tagovailoa right away. I mean, we wouldn't do it because we have Minshew, but I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, we get a player like that, or a Chase Young, it instantly is going to make our defense just way too good. And I don't really want to get rewarded for sucking in like the relocation season. Like the first year that we just did kind of doesn't really count. It just has to happen for us to get our new franchise. So I don't want to just completely void us of picks. So I'll give us picks in rounds 4, 5, and 6, 7. But our first 3 rounds, they're going to be gone. So I'm going to try my best. I'm not going to give them all to the same team. I'm going to try to guess between the 3 picks we have to give up, what 3 teams could have a garbage pick in 2021. So first up, we're flipping our first round pick for a future first round pick from the Arizona Cardinals. Second round pick, Minnesota Vikings, for whatever reason, are garbage in the Madden sim. So I'll take a gamble that Kirk Cousins continues to just be absolute garbage and sucking away $80-some million away from the Minnesota Vikings. Finally, our third round pick, we'll just gamble the Broncos aren't going to be too hot. So there we go. Now it's time for the draft. Is my 4.0 2020 draft. I just updated. I've had a lot. The reason why there's been such a hiccup, such a wait, is I've had a lot of issues. Basically, there still is one issue with this that I pretty much can't fix. Like for example, Jeffrey Okudah, had him in my 2021 class. Probably going to be the top corner in 2020. He's going to declare early. So I want to add him, and as soon as I add him in, like for whatever reason, I was able to fix a little bit, but like Quinn Nordine, kicker, who's not even the starter kicker for Michigan, he would get to like a second round projection. Like all the projections would look really, really weird. I was finally able to kind of get it to work, but it was a full upgrade. All the ratings have been adjusted, and a lot of big time players and ratings pretty much through, what are we, a quarter of the way? Third through the college football season have been updated. So we're seeing a lot of big time movers here. Not so much at the top end. The top end has been pretty much consensus, but you're seeing Okudah, Curtis Weaver from Boise State making an appearance here. Dylan Moses is a tough one because I don't know if he's going to declare or not. Season-ending injury for Alabama. I think he could declare because he's still that damn good, but it still definitely is up in the air. Tylan Wallace, Lucas Nang. We got more so my boy, maybe my favorite player, Joe Burrow, getting a big-time upgrade here. Well, it was a UDFA, now projected second-round pick. Chuba Hubbard. I'm not going to lie, if there's one player that we can hope and pray slips in the draft, it is him. The Canadian brethren, he's an absolute monster. I'm hoping that we have an opportunity there. In terms of I don't think there's a whole lot. Monty Rice has been added in, middle linebacker from Georgia. A lot of people think that if Dylan Moses from Alabama doesn't declare, a guy like Monty Rice could step in as that number 2 linebacker. But yeah, pretty much, and we've had a lot of guys regress, like go down the board just a little bit. You know, you look at Jordan Love, he slipped down. You look at Cole McDonald, he slipped down a whole lot. He was like a second or third, or actually I think I had him in the 3rd round. He down there. If everyone's saying, yeah, Jalen Hurts still not really buying him as an NFL quarterback, but he's still there, a very intriguing prospect. Could bring him in as a backup. I actually think he was our backup in Pink Slips last season. So anyways, yeah, the draft class has been updated. If you are on PC, it is available right now. If you are on console, will be updated at a later date. Let's get into the draft. Go to sleep here for the first couple rounds. Wake me up in the 4th round. So looking at the draft board here, it has shaped up fairly well here in the 4th round at pick 1. I pretty much got my big board. I will say I'm not necessarily cheating, but I just finished this draft class, so I know kind of some of the ratings. Not necessarily gonna get, you know, we're not gonna cheese the draft because again, this season doesn't exist. So yeah, really looking at the strength of this team right now, it's the linebacking core, so I kind of want to avoid that. The offense is where we can get a lot of damage done. I'm looking at wide receiver. We got 3 obvious speedsters: Jalen Reagor from TCU, Jeff Thomas from Miami, and Devonta Smith from Alabama. I think Smith is the slowest, 4.5. We got 4.42 for Jeff Thomas. Jalen Reagor with the 4.4. He probably is the better pick right now, but I like the fact that there's depth at wide receiver. Do we need to gamble our top pick when I'm just as fine getting a Justin Jefferson, Aaron Fuller, Kendrick Rogers, Denzel Mims, Gandy Golden, Demetrius Robinson a little bit later? And when I'm looking at tight end, I think the best available prospect here in the 4th round is a 5th round pick in Bryson Hopkins, one of the more underrated tight ends in this draft class. And when you look at what we have at tight end right now, arguably our weakest position. I mean, Taysom Hill is cool, but you know, is he going to be a complete and viable option? But I know that he's a fan favorite, so we may have to look elsewhere. So this is tough, man. This is really, really tough. You look at our secondary, Mark Fields succeeded. Maybe we're a great scheme for that. You got Xavier McKinney still here, strong safety from Alabama. Tremendous value. 2nd round grade. Our current strong safety is only like a 61 overall. So I think for now, we're going to think with our heads and hope that there's going to be more value later on. So we're going to select Xavier McKinney out of Alabama, strong safety. And he comes out as a 69 overall. My God, those jerseys look pretty clean. We got 87 speed, 74 zone, 71 pursuit, 88 acceleration, 73 hit power. Pretty solid safety right there. That's a big time upgrade. Maybe warranted of a captaincy, so he can't get poached away from us if we get absolutely smoked. All right, here in the 5th round, I'm gonna get. My heart's telling me one of these D tackles. I'm gonna gamble that either Lynch or Mercerson are gonna be available in the 6th round. If not, I mean, we can look at one of these corners. I want to get a wideout, and he's one of my favorite underrated prospects in the upcoming draft. Now, you see Devonta Smith, you see, you know, Jeff Thomas. That could be valid. I want Denzel Mims from Baylor. This guy is unbelievable. I think he's an absolute baller. 70 overall for Denzel Mims at 91 speed, so he's breaking that 90 threshold that we really want to look for here in Pink Slips. He's a sprinter, high school sprinter, track all-star, and he's going to be a big-time fit. Wide receiver 2 for our offense. Great value. And I'm going to be 100% honest, swear on my kid, no idea that was his rating. Didn't even touch him when I was updating because he's been, you know, he is as is. I thought he was probably going to be like 66, 67. I will absolutely take a 70 overall. Go to the 6th round. It seems like the best value right now. Jeff Thomas is still staring us in the face. We know he brings a lot of speed. For whatever reason, he's slipping. If he's there in the 7th, by all means. So I'm more so looking at the secondary here. There's great value. All 4 of these corners just slipping because there's a lot of talent. Jalen Johnson from Utah, Sean Wade from Ohio State, Julian Blackman, and Miles Bryant here. I feel like Sean Wade, a little bit more athletic, maybe more so the style that we are looking for in a corner. So we're going to select him out of Ohio State. And he comes in 61 overall. It's a great pick. Pretty much anything for this team over a 60 is what we're looking for. 91 speed, 92 acceleration. His coverage ability is kind of lacking, but he had some much needed depth to our secondary. To finish up the draft, it's an easy pick. I said if you're still going to be here, speedster Jeff Thomas out of the U, 66 overall, deep threat, 94 speed, 93 acceleration, 75 catching. Had some off the field, probably is why he still slipped here. But you know, a guy like Tom Savage, got to keep him on the straight and narrow and maximize his strengths, minimize his weakness, and off-field distractions. Very limited picks. The fact that our base roster was set no one above a 60. Our 4 picks were all above a 60. One is a 69, one is a 70, is massive. Like, these guys are big time playmakers. Everyone outside of Sean Wade is probably going to be a starter for us going forward. Xavier McKinney, another great safety from the University of Alabama. We got Denzel Mims, probably wide receiver 1, and a guy like Jeff Thomas, wide receiver 4. He's got the fight and earn with the McCaffrey and Gentry and Wynn, but I think he's probably going to be wide receiver 3. We're going to go with a Mims, Jeff Thomas, and the dude from Missouri, Emmanuel Hall, as our wide receiver. So that's a tremendous draft here for the Explorers. Let's go, man. Let's get into the preseason. Into the preseason, I want to get to a point where we're just getting right into pink slips. So we're going to do the exact same thing that we did during the last preseason. All 4 of the games, no one from said team, the Jags, Chargers, Giants, or Vikings, will be up for grabs. But if we do get a win, or regardless of a win or not, we get graded on our performance, and from that performance we can go into free agency and potentially add up to 4 brand new players before we get into the first official year as the Columbus Explorers here in pink slip. So first up, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars. Oh, we got him. Oh, the Tom Savage deep ball is real. First preseason game of the pink slips era. 57 yards opening drive. You got nostalgia there. Was that Mullins? Was that Mullins out there, or Emmanuel Hall? All right, getting our scoring underway here. We won the game 38-28, which gives us 1 star off the bat. Looking at our QB stats, Dolgala, incredible. Like, this guy here, was phenomenal in the pocket, got unbelievably lucky with his throws, but 400 yards and 4 touchdowns combined is another star. We didn't get much. I mean, credit to Minshew. Minshew was great as well. We didn't get anything for running the ball. We got 2 touchdowns for Tanner Gentry, which is a half star, 100 yards for Wynn, and 100 yards for Hall. That's a half star each, which is putting us at 3.5. Defensively, we only had the 1 stack on the day from Traven Howard. No interceptions to speak of. The plus minus was the same. So that gives us a 3.5 star performance. When we get a half star, we usually round down. So we'll round it to a 3 star, which gives us a +6 upgrade via free agency. We're not going to use our full points, but we are going to go with a Madden 19 pink slips familiar face, Zach Conk. It's a 4-point upgrade here in free agency. At tight end, he looks like a great receiving threat. It's really between him and Moritz Boehringer, but Boehringer's a converted wide receiver, and his blocking stats are like in the 40s, in 30s in some cases. At least with Conk, he gets, for the most part, we got 78 catching, which is great, and then his blocking's like in the 50s, almost 60s for some of them. So at least, he's kind of a tight end, even though he's not really, but we definitely need to get better at tight end. So Zach Conk, we're not even going to use the full 6. Just welcome to the squad and add some tight end depth behind Taysom Hill. It makes sense because, he has to replace someone. So it is actually a +6 upgrade over Wes Saxton. So goodbye, Wes Saxton. Enjoy the rest of your life. We're going Conk and Hill as our current tight ends.
Here I come again. Here I come again.
Ooh. It's a great play. I think that was more a great play from Casey Hayward than that was a garbage throw from Minshew. Oh, let's go Conk off the street, and he beats, I don't even know who that is, Nasir Adderley and Trevor Williams in coverage for 31 yards. Welcome to pink slips. All right, so we got no stars. Very rare that this ever happens, but it happens. We got smoked 48-23. Really lets us know where the difficulty's at in this game. That, it's not always going to be like against the Jags. We're going to get that reality check that, oh yeah, we're a 50 overall team. So we lost the game. We lost the turnover battle. We didn't have anything for passing. We didn't have anything for rushing. Nothing for receiving. No one getting 100 yards. No one getting 2 touchdowns. No sacks. No picks. Nothing. Let's go to week 3.
I got wide.
Oh, that's a dive from Gardner Minshew to a rookie out of the U, Jeff Thomas. 3rd touchdown, giving us some pink slip stars here, as well as a first half lead. So we're here at the end of the game. It's a 2nd straight loss, 31-24 against the Giants. But hey, did we get any stars? Anything in terms of performance? Well, definitely not in the plus minuses. We were not very good. We got sacked like 10 times. But Minshew battle, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. That gives us 1 full star there. We are just not running the ball well at all. On the defensive side, we got Mark Fields, our lone Pro Bowler from our relocation season. He got a interception, so that is 1.5 star. So that gives us a 1.5 star performance. So we downgrade to a 1, which is a +2 to anyone on our team to a upgraded potential free agent. And with our upgrade, we are actually looking at the defensive side. He's on the practice squad of the Minnesota Vikings. It's a low-key signing, but he looks really good statistically. And that is Hercules Mataafa, formerly of Washington State, has struggled with injuries in real life. But I think that is going to be a big-time user monster that we could utilize on the D-line.
I got you. You're all mine. You're all mine, baby. Get this. You're all mine.
Oh, yeah. Broken play. Cool. Oh, one more score should put this away. Dogala to McCaffrey. Second touchdown of the game. Ooh, Gentry in the back of the end zone. We're running it up now. We're going for that 5-star performance to close out the preseason. So, star time. It's looking good. So we won the game, which is 1 star. We won by 21 points, which is an additional, a full star. What's that? 21. It's a full star and a half. We got in the individual box score stats. We got 400 yards, 5 touchdowns. That's 1 star for our quarterback. Huge day for the running back, David Williams. That goddamn running back seam route was ridiculous, but he got over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's 1 full star. We got 2 touchdowns from Max McCaffrey. That's a half star. And then defensively, 3 sacks from Sutton Smith, which is also a half star, which gives us 1, 2, 3, 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5.5. So there you go. A full 5-star performance, giving us a +10 upgrade anywhere on free agency to round up the preseason. That's going to be a big get. We're going to be able to make a big-time addition. So we have narrowed down our final +10, our free agent, much like last time where we let you guys decide and you guys pick Ja'Kai Polite. We have 2 potential upgrades. I think I will state right out the rip. An annoying one is John Ross. I mean, obviously you want to get the Pink Slips King with the risk of coming a little bit redundant because, we have him in the Raiders franchise. He's a big-time playmaker of the Raiders franchise. But, this is Pink Slips. You have to give up a player to get a player. We have +10. So, really, we could give up Emmanuel Hall if we wanted to. I don't want to. But someone like Jeff Thomas, sure, 3rd wide receiver, we could give him up. Even though we drafted him, we're optimistic that the 66 overall, he can develop and grow. But, obviously, we're 1 point short there of being able to get John Ross, which I know a lot of you guys would like. I mean, again, I feel like we're good at wide receiver, but someone like Antonio Callaway could be interesting. Florida Gators. We could actually make that move. Flip Jeff Thomas for Callaway. There's only a 1-year age difference. So I would say that's the first option. If you want to really just add in, a dynamic playmaking. I mean, Callaway looks good. 93 speed. You got 81 catching. Option number 2, which I think could be pretty decent, especially if you're watching fantasy football this year, that would be Darren Waller at tight end. A 9-point upgrade over Conku. We got Darren Waller, 6'6", 255. He's 27, so that's still a fairly good age. 88 speed, 88 acceleration, 80 catching, 81. Like, his stats are actually ridiculous. 81 catch in traffic, 84 spectacular catch. Obviously, he's a converted wide receiver from Georgia Tech. But I personally think this could be one of the most interesting ones because that is going to give us a monster across the middle. So that is option number 2. Option number 3, our defensive line is good, but when you see something like this hitting here, it's incredibly intriguing. I mean, at right end right now, we have Okoronkwo, who's a 71 overall. Ogbonga Okoronkwo, the product out of Oklahoma. But Davenport, former first-round pick from the Saints. He looks good, man. He's still good. 73 overall. We got 85 speed, 89 acceleration. Power moves are good. Like this, for someone that uses a D-line, this would be our user on that defensive line. So, and he has a whole lot of football. His best football is definitely ahead of him. It's very, very surprised to see him right here. This is one of those head-scratching Madden cuts. So Marcus Davenport could be an option. Honestly, if we want to maximize the +10, we could, because Conk's is 65, 64, 65. That's not 65. So that would cost 8 points. to go from Darren Waller from Conk to Darren Waller, right? That'd be 8. And then we'd also be able to go from Okoronkwo, who's a 71, to Davenport, who's a 73. So that could be a nice little combo right there if you didn't outright want to say go with Antonio Callaway. And the last option is just a flashback to pink slips last year. White Lightning, Troy Apke is on the Redskins practice squad. He was a monster for us. He was our white corner, 25, 68, got that 94 speed, 95 acceleration. He would be, I think, a 6 or 7 point upgrade. So we wouldn't have, technically you could do Apke and Davenport. So I think right now the combination for me is either we get White Lightning, Troy Apke, and Davenport, or we get Davenport and upgrade at tight end for Darren Waller. So let me know in the comment section below what final move you want to make for Pink Slips before we get into the live stream, which will either be later this week or very early next week. Stay tuned to my Twitter. Thank you guys for watching. As always, if you enjoyed this video and you're hyped for Pink Slips, smash that like button. If we can shoot for 2,000 likes, that'd be awesome. If it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.
Money I'm spending, I'm out and I'm shopping. You talking that shit, well you talking and talking. Look at my options, look at me dropping. Ass in the game, like who are you stopping? Not me, I never. Not me, I never.